Hey guys, Jim here, and the Endeavor just went on sale yesterday. I've been looking forward to and dreading this ship because as much as I don't want to, I can see myself melting my Gemini to get the Endeavor. And I will get to that in a little bit. Maybe you guys can tell me at the end of the video whether or not you think I should do it. That'd be a great thing to put in the comments. But for now, we're going to talk about the Endeavor and exactly what that ship is. The Endeavor is described as a research vessel, but really it's the embodiment of career freedom in Star Citizen. In most games, we're locked into the same few career paths, like fighting, trading, exploring, and, well, that's all that comes to mind right now. With the Endeavor, CIG is promising more. While you'll still have the same old traditional career paths with fighting, healing, exploration, and trading, the Endeavor promises to take those and make many, perhaps dozens of jobs, which are all unique and exciting in a single ship. The base model Endeavor is designed for durability and flexibility. At 200 meters long, nearly 50 meters wide, with room for 16 crew, it's among the largest civilian ships available in Star Citizen, but it's not a fighter. It's got 2 size 3 turrets, so you won't be able to do much more than half-heartedly discourage pursuit, and with room for just 500 standard cargo units, it would not make a great hauler. The real strength of this ship is in its ability to adapt to multiple roles. Before you even place one of the many potential workshop pods on the 6 attachment points, you start with a ship capable of performing 2 functions simultaneously. The front end of the ship is actually a detachable exploration vessel with shielding and armor capable of enduring extreme temperatures, radiation, and physical abuse that would destroy most other craft, like the conditions you might encounter on the doorstep of a star. This is intended to allow the bulk of the crew, research equipment, and supplies to remain relatively safe while the command module conducts dangerous research. The workshop portion of the ship houses 6 attachment points, which allow multiple purpose-built modules, including medical facilities, research stations, and agricultural pods, to be attached and swapped out as the need arises. The aft engines and power plant are designed to support the entire ship, including the cab and any modules that may be needed. It's worth noting that the workshop and drive unit cannot maneuver without the cab, so while the detached cab might keep them safe from the dangers of stellar research, if it's damaged or destroyed, the rest of the ship will need to hitch a ride home. And the cab happens to lack a jump drive, so if the rest of the ship should be destroyed while it's off researching that star, it'll have to find another way home too. Okay, on to the modules. First is the Biodome. The sole benefit of sticking this tiny farm on your spaceship seems to be growing your own food while on extended missions. But CIG assures us that these modules will turn your spaceship into Harvest Moon in space. The claim is that growing basic crops like corn will provide a small but stable income while you learn to grow more exotic plants in a controlled environment for huge profits, though you will have to deal with occasional infestations of polyshore. And in space, you don't have to worry about helicopters with thermal cameras, so you could totally grow, wheat. You could totally grow wheat. Yeah. Anyway, next is the telescope array. The telescope array is like a super Hubble on top of your spaceship. You'd make money with this primarily by charting newly discovered space or discovering new jump points and then selling the data. And that's pretty much all they had to say about that. Then there's the Super Collider. I'm not really sure if Cloud Imperium Games really knows what the Super Collider is for, but I'm sure that I don't. All I can say for certain is that it looks cool, it comes with a particle accelerator, and the attached White Room labs allow you to tweak, modify, and enhance your own tech for fun and profit. Then there's the General Research Pod, which is a generic all-purpose lab that's got all kinds of science stuff in it. I'll be very disappointed if it doesn't look at all like Dexter's lab. There's the General Science Pod, which, on the other hand, is more like the Bat Computer. This is where you grind all the data that you gathered with your telescoping and researching into something you can actually sell. There's the Service Equipment and Crew Pod, which lets you carry more crew and service them? The text on this one isn't very specific, but I think we can assume this means beds, tables, showers, cooking facilities, and stuff like that. I think it's also safe to assume that the crew need not be researchers. Pirates should also be acceptable. There's a fuel pod, which is basically just an extra gas tank. And there's the medical bay. The medical bay is something special. Not only does it serve as a fully functioning hospital capable of treating any ailment known to Star Citizen's fictional medical science, you can actually rake in cash as a mobile spawn point for dead players and their ships. Park yourself outside of a large conflict, and you can earn money passively by allowing both sides to respawn on your ship. Oh, and I hear you can save lives too, but who cares about that? With your medical bay, you'll typically want a landing bay. It was originally intended as a place for your medical ship to house an ambulance. The landing bay can house any small ship, officially making the base model Endeavor combined with the landing bay the cheapest ship at about $425 to guarantee you the ability to carry your single-seat racer from system to system under your own power without boxing it up in foam peanuts or something for shipping. In case you can't tell, this is a particular pet peeve of mine, but I'll save that rant for another video. Lastly, there are the pods that haven't been invented yet. Cloud Imperium Games has also implied that there would be new pods in the future, and that Misc, the fictional creators of the Endeavor, would be allowing other manufacturers to produce new modules as well. One example was a defensive pod that would allow the Endeavor to, not die in every conflict. And even though nobody mentioned it in the original sales or design post, there probably will be cargo pods. They most likely just left them out because they're boring. In addition to the base model and pods, Cloud Imperium Games is allowing us to pledge for several combinations of these items specifically designed for a separate purpose. The Discovery package includes extra crew, research, and data facilities. The Hope package comes with the medical and landing bays. The Olympic package has 4 biodomes, and the Master Set has it all. That pretty much sums up the Misc Endeavor, and I must admit that I am sorely tempted to melt everything I have right now, add some money to that, and pick up a base model, but in the end, I'm not sure this will be a ship well suited to my playstyle. The Endeavor is pretty clearly designed for large group play. I think this would be great as maybe a support ship for large organizations or as the main source of income for a middle-sized group. I probably have all I can handle with my Gemini, which is less than half the size of the Endeavor. For a ship that size, I suspect you'd need, at the very least, a hard-light hologram and a sentient cat for company. Or, I guess you could fill the bunks with NPCs. And that's the Endeavor. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments. I love to read them, and if you haven't already seen some of my other videos, check them out. They're lots of fun. You'll find some that are similar to this video linked in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.